What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on my road to 30. This is a series where I basically go through my life year by year in each video, and we talk about the experiences, memories, and decisions that have come to significantly shape the person that I have become today. And right now, I am 29 motherfucking years old. I will be 30 this year, so I thought this was going to be a little bit of a good series to share with you guys, to get a little bit more personal and share with you who MorninAfterKill motherfucking is. So, anyway, last episode, I was 3 years old, and people were blowing shit up and shitting all over the motherfucking place. It was the 80s. People shat all over the motherfucking place. So, anyway, like I said before, when I was 2 years old, my father left. My mother took me and my brother. She couldn't afford to have the place to stay, so we went to go live with our grandparents. And this is the year, while I'm 4 years old, that we actually moved out of my grandparents for good. And we moved into the area that would become, you know, my neighborhood, my childhood, the hood. I literally grew up in the motherfucking hood, in the ghetto. And I don't care what you say. If you came to my area, you would be like, yeah, alright, it's got all the typical markings of the hood, you know. You have the wood chips with the, you know what I'm talking about. If you're from the hood, you know that there is no grass in the hood. However, wherever there are, like, any type of dirt or where grass would be, it's usually, like, dirty-ass mud. So they throw, like, wood chips and fucking, like, mulch and hail. You know what I'm talking about. You know what don't tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're from the hood, you know what I'm fucking talking about. So, anyway, like I said, we moved into this area. It would become quintessentially known in my life as my neighborhood. This is my childhood neighborhood. And we moved on top of a motherfucking waterbed store. Now, let me say that and sink it in. We moved into the hood on top of a motherfucking waterbed store. And that is how 80s this story gets. Not only did we move on top of a store dedicated to furniture, we're moving to a store dedicated to only waterbeds. Who the fuck owns a waterbed? Nobody. But back in the 80s, everybody wanted a waterbed. And this is an area that we actually used to go downstairs and kind of, because they were our landlords down there. But, you know, every now and then I'll just, like, pop in and just, like, fucking jump onto a waterbed and, like, you know what I'm talking. If you ever jumped onto a waterbed, you would know it goes plop, 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 plop. You know what I'm talking about, that water sound. But anyway, that's not the topic of the commentary. We finally moved out, and I'm 4 years old, into this area, and my mom was always like, you know, don't talk to the neighbors, they're pot smokers. And then, you know, she's always like, this little area downstairs where, like, you know, you go upstairs to the fucking stairs, and then there's apartment to the left, apartment to the right, there's apartment in the middle. Well, the middle apartment is where the quote-unquote pot smokers lived. And, you know, I didn't really know what that smell was as a kid. But then, you know, growing up later on in life, I was like, yeah, you know what? They were getting it in. They were whooping ass on some reefer. So, anyway, like I said, this is going to be known as my childhood home, and we've had a lot of really good fun times there. And there's this little alleyway on the side where, since we're real little right now, I'm 4, my brother's probably about 6 right now, so we weren't really, like, you know, going out to venture into the neighborhood. We didn't have any friends out there yet, so we didn't know, you know, where all the cool spot was. So we used to hang out in the alleyway on the side of our house that was basically where the neighbors would throw their motherfucking trash. And it's in the summer. And you know what we do during the summer? We have already talked about it last episode. We light off motherfucking firecrackers, even though it's illegal. We go to Pennsylvania, right across the bridge. This is how Jersey is. In Pennsylvania, you could buy cheap cigarettes, cheap beer, and fucking fireworks. It's not illegal there. It's illegal in Jersey. Like, it's like a 5-minute trip across the bridge, right? Makes no motherfucking sense. But anyway, we went over there, grabbed some firecrackers, you know, well, I didn't, I'm 4 fucking years old, my mother did, and we came back, and we're fucking lighting off firecrackers out in the side, and we're having a good motherfucking time. And then my dumbass, you know, I've always been the more, like, you know, bold and fucking more outspoken motherfucker, and it's got me in a lot of fucking trouble being a bad kid. And you know, actually, now that I think about it, my brother was a bad kid too. We were both bad kids, and it's probably because of the way we were raised. You know, my mom wasn't that great, she wasn't that much around, so it pretty much like me and my brother kind of raised ourselves. So we were both like really bad kids, and I'm out there playing with these sparklers. And you know where this story is. If you've been on my channel for a while, I talked a little bit about this last July 4th. I'm waving this fucking sparkler around. I'm whipping this shit through the air. You know, like you whip it really fast, you can kind of create like a smoke outline of anything you want to draw. And I got the sparkler and I'm whooping ass on it. I'm tearing ass on, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then I tossed it. I don't know why I tossed it. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I tossed it, and this is my life. We're gonna go ahead and talk about later on in the future. This happens to me again. Yes, this happens to me again, and ends up actually getting me in trouble and arrested later on when I turn, I think it's about 15 or 16, I get arrested for this. So, anyway, what I did is I whipped the sparkler, and I tossed it, and it lands in a motherfucking garbage can. I'm not even lying. And it wasn't just a garbage can. This is when recycling started to first get popular, and it was a garbage can filled with motherfucking newspapers. So you know what happens when you toss a sparkler on top of newspapers. Yes, that's right. Whoosh. I mean, this shit caught fire fast, and this shit needed to be put out fast. And my mom's out there trying to fucking throw buckets of water out the window on it and shit. And we had a realistic situation where I could have burned down a house with like probably about 6 or 7 people in it. So if you think about that, that is one of those little decisions that you make in your life that could have really fucked me up. Like, think about it, like, I mean, I'm already pretty fucked up in the head as it is, but could you imagine having like 6 or 7 accidental deaths on your hands at the age of 4 years old? That's enough to fuck with your head right there. Just thinking about it, you're like, holy shit, I almost killed a bunch of bitches. So, anyway, they called a fire department. Fire department puts it out, and I get a pretty stern lecture from this motherfucker with this big old push broom fucking mustache, like this typical quintessential fucking firefighter. Like, he literally had a fucking mustache that it kind of looked like what movie was that? Holy shit! Was it? I think it was fucking oh, it had Adam Sandler in it. Was it The Water Boy? No. It was Happy Gilmore. Ben Stiller, if you remember, he made a cameo appearance in The Water Boy. No, not The Water Boy. We're talking about Happy Gilmore. And it's fucking, he played the orderly that lived there where his grandma was living, and he had like this really fucking Hulk Hogan style. Yes, the Hulk Hogan style mustache this motherfucker had. And he's like, well, son, you need to know that playing with fire, blah blah blah. So anyway, you know, my mother figured that we were pretty much incorrigible and couldn't be watched or left alone by ourselves. When you think about it, my mother's leaving, you know, a 6-year-old to watch a 4-year-old outside with firecrackers. It's not a real good fucking parent, is it? No, my mom's not really the best, but she's not really even that smart. And that's what I think it is. Like, I give my mom a lot of leeway in my life just because of the fact that I don't think that, like, half of this shit goes through her head. Like, she just doesn't think. My mother is not a very smart person. So, anyway, she decides that we need to go to summer camp. Summer camp! But you know what happens when poor people decide that their kids need to go to summer camp? That's right. We are back to 1980s shitty poor people programs, which means our summer camp was literally a day camp. My mother would take us, she would drop us off, and basically we would run around this little park that was shady as shit. The grass sucked balls. There really was no grass. Like I said, there's no grass in the hood, so most of it was just like dirt with like trees, and like some of the fucking roots were coming out of the ground, so you trip and bust your shit. You know exactly what I'm saying. And they also used the local high school for when it was rainy to go inside there, because this place didn't actually have any type of dedicated, yes, that's right, this day camp didn't have any dedicated fucking building area access, which meant when it wasn't raining and we were outside, we were fucking outside all day long. If you had to take a shit, your ass was taking a shit in a motherfucking porta potty. Well, it wasn't really a porta potty. The park had kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, like a real green looking outhouse. It's not really an outhouse, it's kind of like a building dedicated to taking shits and pisses, you know, left side girls, right side guys, and like it kind of had like this little wall divider in between, but you could still talk to the girls while inside there. Really shitty, always smelled like lead motherfucking paint. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been poor and you've been through the 80s and you've been through programs like that, you know what I'm talking about, with bathrooms that smell like lead motherfucking paint, and I don't know why that is, but it's fucking horrible, and I can smell it right now. So anyway, we're at this shitty summer camp, and I didn't want to be here, and I told you guys before that I was a little bit of a mama's boy when I was little, and when my mom used to drop me off, I used to cry. I used to run after her, and used to, no, don't leave me here. But now that I think back, it's actually less of me loving my mother and wanting her to come back and spend a day with me. It was more about just not wanting to be in this shitty summer camp with these shitty people running this shitty 80s poor people program. So, like I said, I was really unhappy here. I didn't like it. I used to just keep to myself, and one day it was raining outside, and we were just running around inside, and like I said, it was in a local high school, so the local high school, they don't have carpets. This was the 80s. There was, like, no fucking safety mats around, so I'm running, I'm hauling ass through here, just running around by myself. I used to do that all the time, just fucking run around by myself, play by myself, and I think I was running over to the window, and I forget what happened, but this little motherfucker, I remember what this kid looks like in my face. I swear to God, if I see you again, I'm gonna choke you. I'm just gonna... Anyway, like I said, this is really long ago. This motherfucker sticks his foot out thinking he's being smart, and he trips me. So, alright, I'm in this shitty daycare that I don't want to be in. I'm running to the window, most likely, probably gonna be somewhere near the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Either I was trying to look out to see, you know, my only fucking way out of here. My mother riding her bike away to work because we didn't even have a car. That's right, we didn't even have a car. My mom used to put me on the handlebars. My brother would walk on the side because he was a giant anyway, so fuck it. Anyway, like I said, so I'm tripping, I'm falling, and I can't get up. And I fucking hit the ground, and I fucking bust my shit wide open. And I still have a scar from this to this day. And I mean, this shitty summer camp didn't even know what to do. They just they took this washcloth and shoved it on my chin, right? So I'm sitting there with a washcloth on my chin till they could call the fucking director of the summer camp, because these assholes have no idea what the fuck to do, and there's no fucking way out of there. Like, none of these counselors had fucking cars. We lived in the hood. Nobody had cars. Everybody walked where you had to go, or you took the motherfucking bus, because the bus back then was probably about 75 cents, and kids rode for motherfucking free. So they wait for the director of this camp to come there, and he takes a look after I fucking... So I got this fucking washcloth on my chin, and if you know anything about wounds, is shoving a washcloth on a wound and holding it there. So I gotta peel it back, and it's still kind of stuck and dry blood to it. And he looks and he's like, holy shit, why the fuck did you not call the ambulance? And this motherfucker tosses me in the back of his motherfucking car and drives me to the hospital. And I guess they have to go call and pick up my mom and shit like that. And I'm laying there, and motherfucking... dude, these motherfuckers didn't know to take me to the hospital, because I needed, I think it was something like 21 stitches in my chin. Motherfucker, do you know how big of a hole in your chin you gotta have to have 21 motherfucking stitches? That's right. And those motherfuckers couldn't, out of all in their fucking head, they couldn't just decide, hey, this kid might need to go to the hospital. No, they just stuck me in a corner with a washcloth and said, shake it off. We're gonna call somebody there to take a look at you, right? Fuck, man. Fuck! The fuck! People are fucking stupid. So, anyway, that pretty much sums it up for my 4th year of my life. You know, I got in a little bit of trouble, and I actually directly caused me and my brother to have to go to this summer day camp because I threw a fucking goddamn fucking firework into a fucking bin of newspapers, and it caught on fire, and my mother didn't trust me and my brother to be outside anymore during the day without supervision. So, you know what? That pretty much all goes back to her being not very smart and fucking giving kids firecrackers to go play out fucking side. So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is episode 4, year 4 of my road to 30. So, if you could throw a thumbs up on the video, I would highly appreciate it because it gives me the motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers. So, like I said, my name is Jay MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you guys later. If you made it this motherfucking far in the video, you're probably going to notice that we're losing this match. And we are going to lose this match. And you're probably thinking, Morton, why the fuck are you posting a video where you lost and you didn't do that well? And that's because this was a really fun and a really close epic match. And I thought that gameplays like that should be seen a little bit more on YouTube, because you can watch videos of anybody pub stomping anywhere on any game. But really true, down to the wire matches like this don't happen very often on YouTube, and that's why I wanted to bring it to you. So, like I said, my name is Jay MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see you guys next week with another motherfucking Road to 30. Ha ha!